Yesterday I was feeling sad. I was just feeling this sense of sadness, okay? And I actually cried, okay? Like I was just feeling sad. I had this sadness come up in me, and I like not to resist emotions. I like to let them be. Let the sadness be, because that's how it's gonna pass. Otherwise it gets stored in here, right? And the sadness for me always is, at least lately, let's say, it's a mix of personal sadness and sadness for all of beings and for my fellow human beings. Because I know that I am my fellow human beings, and my suffering is their suffering, and their suffering is my suffering. Even if I'm not suffering, as long as there are people there suffering, then that is my suffering too. And the sadness is brought to me because I think, I've changed environments. And here I was living in beautiful Dundas in Hamilton, which is just I was practically in the middle of the conservation land. Okay, just 40 miles of trees all around you, more even, and I kind of was sort of living in this happy place and just always happy and sort of maybe aware of the flow of society, but I'm not really in it, so you know what I mean, it's not so much on my mind. Now I come here, I live in downtown in the middle of the city. And, I can't help, and this might be a projection, it might just be my own projection, I can't help but see the desperation on people's faces. I can't help but see the disconnection of all of human beings. And this disconnection, for me, one of the things that I can see it so clearly is the fact that where I live here, I live now in Ottawa, right? Ottawa, Canada. The fact that where I live, so I'm speaking, I guess, about my experience, my projection, right? For some of you guys that might not apply. Everything that I'm saying here might not apply, and so, again, I'm just sort of projecting. But everybody here, I don't want to say everybody, I would say now 1 in 2 people, honestly, that's 1 in 2 people have their earphones on when they're walking around town. Now, I don't want to be a judgmental asshole here, because I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll walk out of the house and I don't want to talk to anybody, and I put on my earphones, okay? Sometimes I do that, and I used to do that all the time before. Now it's like maybe the odd time, 1 in 4. So I'm not, by the way, I'm not trying to judge here, I'm not trying to say, because I do it. Me judging, saying about someone, hey, you put your earphones on, so you're an asshole, I'm an asshole for making that judgment. A, because I do it, and because I used to do it all the time. B, because even if I don't do it at all, who the fuck cares? Everybody has the freedom to do what they want. But I'm trying to look at it now from an observer. I'm just observing here. Not judgment, no moral judgment. I'm observing. I'm seeing that everyone has their earphones on, and usually the message that you send out to someone when you have your earphones on is, fuck off, I don't want to talk. And this is the message that I'm sending when I get out of there and I put my earphones on. Know yourself, know others, right? We're all the same. So I know this because this is me also. I know that when I put on my earphones, I'm sending out a message, fuck off, I don't want to talk today, right? But I'm seeing people all the time here in the city, right, putting on earphones. Nobody wants to talk, it seems. Even their body language is so closed off. Nobody seems like they want to talk. Another thing, good fucking luck finding a smile out there. Good fucking luck finding somebody smiling here. I don't know if it's the place that I live in, if it's the city, if it's the specific, maybe if I go out more into the suburban parts, people will be more friendly, or you'll see more people smiling, but nobody's fucking smiling here. Nobody's smiling, right? Nobody's smiling, and everyone's got their earphones on. At least 1 in 2 people. It's actually ridiculous. Maybe more, maybe even 2 in 3. everybody's walking around with their earphones on, just listening, getting plugged into whatever whatever it is, right? People are disconnected, and this makes me sad. This makes me sad for all of beings, and I really don't care that much because I have my brother with me here. Okay, so I'm not even looking for friends. I'm a temporary visitor in this city anyway. I don't think I'll be here more than a year, 2 years tops, and I'm not really looking for friends. I'm not really like it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I got my brother here, and that's all I need. It's honestly all I need. That's, you know, if that's the only friend I ever make here, that's all I need. And he just probably heard me and he said, "Fuck you, I don't like you." So anyway, I don't really care that much. I really don't. But it just saddens me because I'm seeing the disconnection between people. I'm seeing the disconnection. I'm seeing how disconnected everyone is. You know, nobody wants to talk with their neighbors. Nobody wants to talk with the people on their streets. When you make it here in where I am living now, when you make eye contact with someone in the streets, they look away. They look away. Instead of saying hi, instead of saying hello, they look away. However, to be fair, the people that have sort of been like saying something, because I'm always shit starting something, so I still like smile at people, I still say hello. The people that have been responding and maybe even having little conversations are the older people, because I think they come from a different time. They didn't have all this technology, they weren't plugged into this technological matrix so much, and I think they just have better social skills, and you know, they're just less anxious and they're more open to talk and smiling more, and I think maybe they have an appreciation for life more. I don't know, but I gotta be honest, like I gotta just to give it to some people here, I'm not saying everybody, to the older folks here. The older folks seem more receptive to talking, they have smiles on, more of them are smiling, so it's nice to see. There's still some of it, but I'm seeing in the younger people like us, people in their 20s, 30s, and teens, it seems like everyone's just fucking anxious. It feels like everyone is just has their earphones on and closed body language and just walking around with anxiety. And again, I might just be projecting, this might be my own bullshit, but again, I'm trying to the best of my ability to just take the observer's position here, you know, because you might, you know, I might tell myself, okay, Saeed, you're just like butthurt because, you know, you're in a new town, you're in a new city, and you know, you don't have friends and you don't have this, and it's like a new environment. You know, I can play the devil's advocate, but really, I don't really care. I mean it, I don't really care. I know I'm here temporarily for a year, I know I'm here with my brother, so I'm just trying to take the observer's position here, because everybody's my family, the whole human family, the human family I call it. Everybody's my brother and sister. And I'm seeing, and it just breaks my heart to see this disconnection, to see that nobody wants to talk, nobody wants to connect, everybody's feeling anxiety, everybody's carrying all these wounds, is carrying all these repressed emotions, repressed sexuality, repressed everything. Most of these people probably have never actually been to the woods and took off their shoes and took off their shirt and had like a mystical experience of some sorts. It saddens me. It really saddens me. It saddens my heart. It saddens me to see all these people doing things they hate, working jobs they hate, going to school, not knowing why they're even going to school, taking programs they don't even like. And it's just this plugging, this mass plugging into the matrix. It breaks my heart, man. The matrix is a heartbreaker. The matrix is a fucking heartbreaker. And I just sort of, over the last few days, I couldn't ignore what I'm seeing. Again, before, when I was living where I was living, it wasn't even there in my mind because I lived in the middle of nature. So I would often go to my place, you know, and I would be able to see the entire city of Hamilton, and I'd be able to see the downtown from there. And I just look at it and laugh because I know I'm here in heaven, because it was literally heaven. But now I'm getting to be in the middle of it, right? And I'm getting to see the reality of things. I guess it's very much still sort of diluted with my own subjective vision of it, right? But I don't think I'm the only one who's observing this. I think a lot of people are observing the same things that I just observed. I don't think I'm just projecting my own bullshit here. I think there's some truth to what I'm saying, if not a lot of truth. The disconnection, you know, the disconnection between humans, between all of us brothers and sisters. That's what we are. We're the one big human family, having these temporary experiences, subjective physical manifestations, and we all yearn for connection. The soul yearns for connection, but this connection is in serious dire need. It is in serious dire need, okay? So, it saddened me. It sort of, you know, I felt heartbroken for the situation, for the way it is, right? But today I'm feeling better. Today I'm feeling great, because I know at the end of the day, I know I go through these occasional times where I feel this sadness, this compassion for all of beings, for the suffering, the mass suffering, because Earth is a sea of suffering. For the sea of suffering of all these beings, all these humans and animals too, because the animals suffer with us, right? We destroy the planet, the suffering of the trees and the suffering of all of beings, right? But I also, from a bigger picture, understand that it is what it is. It's the Tao, it's the way things are, you know, it is what it is. And I understand that all I can do is be the change I want to see in the world, and I understand that the only corner of the universe that I can change is myself. So I understand this, but I don't ignore the sadness. I don't ignore this feeling of other people's suffering. I don't ignore it. I go with it, I let the tears out, I feel it, and then I move on. Because at the end of the day, I gotta be, to the best of my ability, happy and joyful and excited. So, just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm sure a lot of you can relate, and I'm sure a lot of you can feel what I just said. God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. It's a really dope 19-page mini book that'll help you dominate life in all areas, really. Also, so you can go to 5powerfulhabits.com or link in the description in the comments. I'll leave it in the comments. Also, check out my book, The Master Player, a practical guide to win the game of life. You can go to themasterplayer.com or just link for it in the description and in the comment. You guys know how much I love to ramble about this reality being a computer simulation, because it really is. I mean, you know, you dig into the rabbit hole, okay? And it becomes pretty obvious. It becomes pretty obvious. Even guys like Elon Musk are pretty convinced that we are inside a simulation, that we're inside a video game. So I sort of look at life as a video game, and I say, how do you win? How do you get your character to win? And I look at it from all perspectives. And I provide some very practical solutions. So, themasterplayer.com. Also, I am doing one-on-one consulting online, via Skype. All sessions are recorded. If you want to talk about anything personal, okay, anything that is like super personal, you know, from like, I don't know, the destruction of your asshole by the food you're eating, and you maybe need some sort of advice or some sort of help with the food you're eating, to the heartbreak that you might just be going through from, you know, having a falling marriage or something. Anything, we can talk about it. You can book a session. It's recorded. And you will see the link for that as well down there somewhere. Okay, so that's it. Our advertisement is over. God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you, but don't forget to subscribe. Look at me. Don't forget to subscribe, or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.